Barefoot shoes can help, but they cannot fix your feet. Barefoot shoes can make your feet work harder. Switch too fast and they can also make your feet hurt. Minimal shoes usually have less cushioning, more flexibility, and a little heel to toe drop. A wide toe box is common, but that's a separate feature. Those changes alter the work going through your feet and your lower legs. That can be a training stimulus. It's not an automatic cure. Look, I'm not selling thin shoes or defending thick ones. I just want you to know what changes before you dump your regular shoes and leave your calves erect. The correct transition depends on what you actually wear right now, how much you walk or run, your injury history, and what your feet can actually tolerate. Most of these creators get the first part right.
Number one tip, make a gradual switch over time. So instead of buying them and just beginning to wear them every day, try switching back and forth between your regular shoes and your barefoot shoes. Then every 2 days, see how your body and your feet feel. If you notice some muscle soreness and fatigue, pay attention to that feedback from your body and ensure that you're giving your feet and your body adequate rest. If you don't notice a change, then it's probably safe to say that you can go ahead and increase your frequency each week.
If I was going to transition to barefoot shoes, these are the tips and tricks that I would apply. It takes time for your feet and your legs to adapt to that new stimulus, and especially that new range of motion if you're used to wearing cushioned shoes. As often as possible when you're in the house or in the garden, take your shoes completely off and allow your feet and toes to spread. Build up that stimulus gradually. Because we can feel so much more through the sole, have to be mindful where we are treading. They will offer some protection, lots of connection, but they won't stop you rolling an ankle. Encourage that natural strength of the arch to build so that acts as our natural suspension.
Get ready with me while we talk about transitioning to barefoot shoes. The key thing to think about is that the muscles in your feet have not been used for a long time. So you need to start slow so that these muscles can develop. Start by wearing your shoes for short periods of time and then gradually increase the time each day. You can also alternate between regular shoes and your barefoot shoes to help your feet adapt. Begin on softer surfaces like grass or carpet before moving to harder surfaces. If you have extra time, do foot exercises like toe curls and arch lifts to help build up strength. Be patient. It can take a while for your feet to fully adjust, so just enjoy the process.
In order to get your foot out of a crunched and cushioned shoe to a flat and functional shoe, we need to work on exercises that both improve our mobility and stability. Because look at your hand. If you can easily move those fingers apart, but you can't do that with your toes, you probably have some weak and not functional intrinsic foot muscles that connect on the sides of our toes that allow us to spread our toes, but also contract our foot and have a more functional moving foot that we need through gait. We need the ability for it to flatten and lift, and we only get that in a barefoot shoe.
Hit it high, get it high, make a bitch, it's a fam. Hit it like one pop.
Foot health. 26 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments. And instead of training them and making them stronger, we tend to shove them into apparatus that actually alleviate pressure. Yeah. The thing is, pressure is actually good. The only thing that inspires any development at all is actually pressure. So how do we safely apply pressure to our feet? For most people, it is safe and easy to transition to a more barefoot style of shoe.
If you have flat feet that tend to overpronate, wearing ultra-thin and flexible barefoot shoes can be risky. While they will stimulate the intrinsic foot muscles to work harder, promoting strength development, they can also overwork your feet muscles, causing injury if you're not careful. Multiple studies have shown the injury risk of wearing barefoot shoes, but these studies often fail to include a sufficient transition period. A proper transition can be as simple as gradually increasing the frequency of barefoot shoe use over time.
enough people talking about the benefits of bare feet.
A lot of the time you'll see basketball shoes with laces all the way up to the ankle for stability.
But the problem is, your body stops training its natural stabilizers when you do that.
No wonder ankles are such a problem in basketball.
The narrow toe box crunches the toes together so they can't even spread for balance.
Do yourself a favor and try being barefoot every once in a while.
Stronger feet are happier feet.
Unite for the revolution.
I mean, sure, a normal person probably would have let that go.
How do we transition from cushion shoes with a lot of external support to barefoot type shoes? Just like any adaptation process, transitioning from cushion shoes to barefoot shoes takes time and should be done gradually. It's very important to give your feet proper exposure and recovery time so that the intrinsic foot muscles can adapt properly. Moving too soon or too fast can lead to injuries like stress fractures in the foot or other injuries elsewhere up the chain.
Let me tell you the benefits of barefoot training in 30 seconds from someone who specializes in gait training.
Increased proprioception. The bottom of your foot has thousands of nerve endings, just like the palm of our hand, that tell our brain so much information. So if we take that cushion and foam out from underneath our foot, your brain is getting so much more information to better guide your movement. Being barefoot when you strength train makes your foot have to work more, so we're building strength from the ground up. Having wider space or room for your toes gives you a wider base to give you better stability and balance.
I tried 2 different types of barefoot shoes, and here's my unsponsored review. So which one is better, and are they worth it? Minimalist shoes are supposed to replicate the feeling of being barefoot, while still looking acceptable for modern society. These are sad times. They're flexible and have a wide toe box that allows your toes to spread more naturally. The soles are thin and zero drop, meaning the heel is not raised. And this is all supposed to help you feel the ground and use your feet in their natural state. So I tried them both for a few weeks. I immediately felt a difference while walking, even more so while running or jumping. However, the difference wasn't as dramatic for me as it's said in some reviews, possibly because I'm often in flip-flops.
Shoes now feel like coffins to me. I put my feet into a pair of boots, for example, that are conventionally built, and it just feels wrong, it just feels unnatural. And there's a study that came out of Liverpool University in 2021 that has indicated if you wear Vivo Barefoots for 6 months, you can improve your foot strength by up to 60%. It's the same premise as if you've got a cast on your arm, and then you take your arm out of the cast and you start using it again. That's the exact same thing that's happening in our feet.
Barefoot shoes won't fix your feet. The whole point of them is to restore the strength, pliability, and natural springiness of your feet, but that won't happen if you get some fancy barefoot shoes and then just go walk around on flat surfaces all day. You gotta actually challenge your feet to make them adapt. And of course, challenging them while barefoot or in barefoot shoes is the way to go. Try these for strength, balance on one foot. If this is easy, take it to more challenging surfaces or try different shapes. Jogging and jump roping are great ways to train the springiness of your arches. Just be careful.
When you wear barefoot shoes for as long as I have, something really surprising can happen to your feet. Where regular shoes cram your toes together, cushion your feet, and leave you feeling separated from the ground, barefoot shoes allow your toes to splay naturally. They provide little to no cushion, and they mimic what it feels like to be barefoot. It's no surprise that over time your feet get stronger and more flexible. But what you might not expect is that because your feet are no longer constricted and they can return to their natural shape, your old shoes may no longer fit.
Start with short walking exposure. Alternate shoes. Train your feet and calves. And change only one demand at a time. Track next day soreness, where it hurts, how long you could walk, and how much training you actually did. That tells you way more than somebody else's picture. Keep them if they make walking or training feel better. Barefoot shoes can definitely be useful. Your feet still have to do the work. I'll catch y'all in the next one.